What's wrong, honey?
Did you take one of my pills?
Oh, why?
Because there's one missing out of my pillbox.
Well, here. Why don't you check your purse? Maybe one fell out and it's in the bottom.
All right. No, it's not there. This is very strange.
Are you taking too many of these?
No, I'm not at all. I'm being very careful about how many I take, and I know. I mean, I guess I could have taken one and not remembered, but I don't think so.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind these days.
Excuse me, have you seen McCabe around anywhere today?
I haven't seen him lately, but he's around here somewhere.
Great, thank you.
Can I help you with something?
Well, maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment. Maybe I still haven't learned my lesson yet.
Which is?
That if you're too nice, then I have to watch out because you're looking for another angle.
Well, we all know what angle I'm taking with you. That's old news. I'm not going to pressure you, and I'll just lay back and wait till you come around.
Keep dreaming.
Well, if that's what I have to settle for, that's fine. But in the meantime, if there's anything to do, help you with, that's why I'm here.
This is really important. Obviously, that's why I'm here. I need you to tell me what's in this.
Well, I'll have to run a substance check. In the meantime, we have to look at PDR.
It's a PDR.
That's a physician's desk reference. I mean, every good cop has one, including me. It has a description of every drug that is currently on the market. It comes in handy on the street. Julia, good luck.
I hope to God she doesn't break. She's been through so much already.
Whenever you're ready, Counselor.
BJ, we've heard a lot of testimony over the past few days. A lot of questions have been raised. Questions about you, about Frank, about what happened the night Frank died. However, much of the testimony has only served to produce a lot of speculation. And it really only comes down to one truth. BJ, did you kill Frank Goodman?
This isn't getting us anywhere. You know, I think I'll just take this back to my father, and he'll have some guy figure out what it is.
And you know what this some guy's gonna do? He's gonna pull out his own PDR and do exactly what I'm doing. So why don't you just relax, give it to me, I'll find it in a few minutes. Here we go. Bingo.
Yep, that's it.
All we have to do is reference 477. This drug has just been released on the market. Very effective for pain, nervousness, and insomnia. No known physical side effects can be highly addictive. See, I love when I read that. That's like an oxymoron. No known side effects, but can be highly addictive?
Highly addictive.
Hey, is there... Well, I'm not trying to pry, but is...
This has to do with my mother, McCabe. She's taking these pills for these headaches she's having. I don't know why she would be taking this pill and who gave it to her.
Well, did you ask her?
My father did this morning when he saw her taking one. She said it's because of the headaches and that her doctor prescribed it for her.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
But then my father went and talked to our family doctor who said that he hasn't seen my mother about any prescription at all.
Well, maybe she's going to a different doctor. Maybe she doesn't want to share the same doctor she did with Cece.
guess it's possible.
Hey, is there something you're not telling me?
I have this really bad feeling. And it's got Ken Mathis written all over it.
Maybe you just misplaced it. Or maybe you took it and forgot that you took it. I think you're making too much of a thing out of this. Look, you've been under a great deal of stress lately. The cottage being broken into, someone stealing the spring line sketches from Armonte, poor Andy, and now you've got Ted's wedding announcement. I think you've been through quite a whirlwind here.
You're probably right. It's just that, you know, I wanted to be so careful about how many I took. Maybe I should call my own doctor and get a prescription. I can't keep getting these from you all the time.
If you feel better going to your own doctor, do it. My doctor friend's continuing to get shipments of samples, and I'm more than happy to go by and get them for you. It's not like you're going to have headaches forever.
No.
And as long as you just promise to tell me that take them only when you need to.
Okay. I mean, thank you. Because I can't imagine going through one of those headaches without them. And I don't want to sound really desperate right now, but do you think you could get a supply right away?
Sure, I'll be glad to. But you know what? There's nothing more important to me than your health.
I love you. You take very good care of me.
Please tell the jury. Did you kill Frank Goodman?
No, I did not.
B.J., I'd like you to go back to the night of August 10th. You and Frank went out to the desert, is that correct?
Yes.
Why?
I was afraid for my mother in Cruz Castillo. Frank had them captive at a slaughterhouse that was scheduled for demolition that morning. I was trying to bargain with him to save their lives.
Objection, immaterial. I'll allow it.
B.J., when you say bargain, what do you mean by that?
I told Frank that I would go away with him if he would let me see my mom and Cruz.
Did Frank take you to the slaughterhouse?
Objection, irrelevant and immaterial.
Your Honor, I'm trying to set up the events leading to Frank Goodman's death.
I know what you're trying to do, Counselor, and you're running out of latitude. I will allow the witness to answer the question, but please, let's go.
Did Frank take you to see your mother and Cruz?
Yes. He even left us alone, or at least I thought he had. I told them that I was going away with Frank, and that once we were out of Santa Barbara, he would call and tell the police where they could be found. But he overheard me say that I was going to escape as soon as I knew they were safe. So when we got out to the desert, he refused to make the call.
Your Honor, I think I've cooperated here by not objecting to this line of questioning, but it's gone too far. This is irrelevant and immaterial.
Is that your objection, Mr. Arnold?
Yes. I move that the court instruct defense counsel to move to a relevant line of questioning and to get to the point.
Counselor, you started out in the desert. Do you suppose we might be able to get back there anytime soon?
I'm on my way, Your Honor.
Good.
B.J., when you arrived in the desert with Frank, and Frank refused to make that call, weren't you afraid for your life?
I didn't have time to think about that. I was too worried for my mom's safety.
Objection, non-responsive. Question calls for a yes or no answer.
Sustained.
B.J.?
The jury will disregard the witness's answer.
Excuse me, Your Honor. B.J., yes or no? Were you afraid for your life?
Yes.
When did you know that your mother and Cruz were all right?
Well, I heard a news bulletin come over the radio that my dad had found them on his
Your
own.
dad, that would be Detective Rhys Walker?
Yes. I knew that he had rescued Cruz, but the radio station went out before I knew anything about my mom. I didn't even know she was alive until she and my dad came to the bungalow where Frank had taken me.
Was Frank in the bungalow with you when your parents arrived?
Yes, but he escaped before everybody came in.
Everybody?
Yes, Warren Lockridge, my brother Sawyer, were also with my mom and dad.
When everyone saw that you were all right, that you were safe, did they all go out after Frank?
Yes.
All at once?
No. Sawyer went out first, And then when they realized that he was out there all by himself, my dad and Warren went out after him. My mom stayed with me for a while, and then she left too.
But you didn't go with her, is that correct?
Yes.
Why not, BJ?
She told me to stay in the bungalow and that they would come back for me.
Did you ever have a doubt that your parents would be unable to capture Frank?
No, of course not. They're trained police officers. I knew they could catch him.
Did you still feel that you were in any danger at all?
No. As far as I was concerned, I was out of danger at that point. I had no reason to fear Frank.
So, in other words, when you were left alone in the bungalow, all you knew were that your parents were about to arrest Frank.
Yes.
So there was no reason at all for you to go out into the desert. There was no reason at all for you to go out into the pitch darkness. There was absolutely no reason at all for you to go out and try to kill Frank Goodman.
So you're worried about Ken Mathis, huh?
I can't help it. I realize that my mother seems like she's happy, but there's something about him that I don't trust.
Well, maybe you're just overreacting. That's understandable. You're worried about your mother. The night we went and played Scrabble at the cottage, I mean, he was fine. He seemed like he really cared for Sophia.
McCabe, he knew he was sitting across the table from an agent. I think he's capable of putting on an act if he has to.
Well, then it's a damn good one.
Well, that's what scares me.
You want some coffee or tea or anything?
No, thank you. I'm thinking that maybe that fall that my mother took when she hurt herself was more serious than I knew. And maybe that's why she's taking those drugs.
Well, why don't you just go to the source? Your mother's a rational human being. She must have a logical explanation.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I think it's going to do you more good than your mother. At least you'll have an answer.
Uh-oh. There you go again. Actually showing some compassion.
Yeah, why don't you stick around? Maybe you'll find out just how nice of a guy I can be.
Yeah. Don't think I want to push my luck.
Well, then I suggest you go see your mother.
Maybe I will.
You let me know what happens.
See you later.
These are good. They're really nice. I love them. I can't believe Capricci could get them done so fast for us.
Well, to tell the truth, he did call from Milan and tried to put us off, but I was telling him about we were looking at this new artist/designer that we were really wild about. And that was kind of the end of that.
I love your powers of persuasion. Thank you for taking care of this for me.
You're welcome. I'd be glad to take more of the work off your shoulders if you'd just let me. You've worked very hard putting our Monty together, and I wish you'd let me be the workhorse so you could relax and reap some of the benefits.
I'm afraid I'm too much of a hands-on person. I can't.
Well, as long as you don't overtax yourself, especially since you're having those headaches. Hi, come in.
Hi, you couldn't stay away, huh?
May I speak with you?
Sure.
I need to make a phone call. I'll do it in here.
What's wrong? Is there something going on with your health that you're not telling me about?
No. I mean, I have had headaches, a few headaches, and I've been tired lately, but that's all. Why are you asking me this?
I've been worried about you ever since you took that fall from that herbal vitamin that you
Oh,
were taking.
Kelly, I drank some wine with it. That's the reason. I'll never do that again. It was a silly thing to do.
I know. Dad also told me about the pill he saw you take this morning, and he's concerned that it's having a negative effect on you.
Oh, I see what this is all about. This visit and the visit earlier wasn't social, was it? You were checking up on me for your father.
No.
Did you take the pill out of my purse, Kelly?
Yes, I did take the pill out of your pillbox. I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm very concerned about you. Are you aware of how dangerous those things are? They're very heavy tranquilizers.
Oh, so Cece had the pill analyzed, is that? When is he going to get it through his thick head that he doesn't own me anymore?
Don't blame this on Daddy. I'm the one that had the pill checked out. And they're so new to the market, they're not even sure what the side effects are. They do know that they're highly addictive.
Now listen to me, Kelly. I take those for occasional headaches. I am smart enough not to get hooked on them.
Then why don't we make sure of that? I'm sorry, I couldn't help overhearing. Kelly, I've been a little concerned about the same thing, actually. If anyone's to blame, I am. I'm the one who initially gave Sophia one of those pills, but I certainly never encouraged her using them. Why don't we just throw the entire bottle away right now? Kelly's right. It's not worth risking your health for.
You're both being ridiculous.
Well, maybe we are, but why don't you indulge us just a little bit? Everybody knows that continued drug use is dangerous, and since you aren't addicted, why don't we play it safe?
You're both ganging up on me, you know that.
No, we're looking out for your welfare.
Okay, all right. Since it's so important, here we go. Watch this. Okay? Done. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm not going to regret it. Thank you for your support.
Sure, Kelly, it was a great idea. Listen, why don't we all go have some lunch?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. I have to get to the court. B J's testimony. I am sorry that I stole that pill. It was very sneaky of me, but I just did it because I love you. Okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Now, Cece's going to tell the whole family that I'm a drug addict or something like that.
No. Of course not, sweetheart.
I want to run a check on Ken Mathis. Complete history, educational background, past associations, any criminal record. You give me a complete rundown and get back to me ASAP. If you need me, I'll be at the courthouse for Walker trial.
BJ, I want to make this clear. Did Frank ask you to go with him to the desert?
Yes.
Did you want to go with Frank?
No. But like I said, I told him I would do anything he wanted if he would let my mom and Cruz go.
Did you know that Frank had a fiancée in Florida?
No. He never once mentioned it.
Would you have been jealous if he had?
Not at all.
So you weren't heartbroken that Frank was moving back to Florida as the prosecution has asserted?
Hardly.
But you found no reason to take action against him in order to get him to stay?
None whatsoever.
Did you hate Frank Goodman?
No. I hated what he had done to me.
Objection.
Sustained.
The facts of this case have been stated by previous eyewitnesses. Your brother said that he saw you in the desert around the time of Frank Goodman's death. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did Dolly Foster see you throwing away a gun?
Yes.
Did you fire that gun?
No, I did not.
No further questions.
We'll take a short recess for lunch. We'll return and resume with the prosecution's cross-examination in 1 hour. All rise.
May I come in?
No.
wasn't sure that, civilians were allowed in these chambers. How are you holding up, my big brother?
I'm surviving.
You've been so busy with the trial, I haven't had a chance to give you my condolences about your election.
Thank you. Was a pretty bitter pill to swallow.
Yeah. Very interesting choice of words, actually. That's why I'm here.
What does that mean?
Oh, Dad and I are really concerned about Mom lately. It seems she's been getting these really horrible headaches, and she started taking these highly addictive pills.
Did it prescribed for her?
No, she got them from Ken. She got one from Ken, and then she started taking them. I suppose we should be happy that Ken's around so she doesn't get hooked on them.
I wouldn't be so quick to give Ken high marks. What was he doing giving her drugs in the first place? Of any kind? He's not a doctor.
He gave her one. I'm supposing that she needed one very badly in the moment. I don't know.
You think it's serious?
I hope not. We managed to talk her into throwing the rest of them out.
Did she have a problem with that?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She got a little bit out of shape. Because she thought we were gaining up on her.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to get a gauge on what she's really feeling right now because the family is so fragmented, don't you think? And we never spend any time together anymore. Mom is married to somebody that we virtually don't even know. Dad has now found himself preoccupied with Angela. Mm-hmm. And Ted has announced that he's getting married. Is that weird?
Mm. Capital family values just ain't what they used to be.
Mm-mm.
Julia and I have stretched our marriage so thin, I'm afraid we may never find its true shape again.
No. I hope that's not true.
We'll find out after the trial.
How did it go this morning?
I'm not allowed to offer an opinion. But my wife, she's a good lawyer. And much as it may pain me to admit, she's going to make a fine judge. She is.
Well, I would love to take the best judge that I know out to lunch today. What do you say?
I got to pick the rest of the crowd.
I suppose. Yes, you can.
It's got to be the courthouse cafeteria because I haven't got much time left.
Oh, lucky me. A cheap date. For once in your life, you're a cheap date.
First and last time, Kelly.
I feel good about this morning, BJ. You handled yourself well.
I was watching the jury during your testimony. It looked as though they were sort of pulling for it.
I think so, too. I think they were impressed with your sincerity and your integrity. We're in the home stretch. Your last hurdle will be Arnold's cross-examination.
You got to be cool up there. You can't let him get to you.
Now, BJ, he's going to push hard on the fact that you were carrying the gun. But if you're straightforward and you tell the truth that you never fired it, I'm convinced that the jury will believe you. Honesty is your strongest weapon.
Joe, what's wrong?
Something's not right with BJ. I could see it in her eyes when she was on the stand, right toward the end of her testimony.
I think you're just being overly sensitive. BJ's fine.
And I'm telling you, she's not. I know my daughter. Just wish that I could talk to her about that moment. I'm sure I could help her, but then again, I'm probably the last person she'd want to turn to.
Joe. BJ did beautifully on the witness stand this morning. And the main thing is the jury believes her. I think it's going to take a lot for Arnold to turn them around. Personally, I don't think he can do it. I think this nightmare is almost over.
How'd the testimony go this morning?
I think defense thought it went well.
Did you cross-examine yet?
No, after the break. And I'm going to steamroll right through this. Got B.J. Walker right where I wanted, thanks to you. Bringing Dolly Foster in here was a stroke of genius. I'm not going to have any problem breaking down that little girl and defense counsel's case right with her.
You know, Arnie, you're one cold-blooded man. You know that?
Yep. Just like you, Connor. We know how and when to move in for the kill. That's why we're so good. B.J. Walker isn't going to be able to flash her big, brown, sympathetic eyes at the jury. Convince them of anything. Once I'm finished with her.
All right, BJ, I'm going to get back into the courtroom because I have some notes that I need to look over.
Okay.
All right, so I'll see you later.
Sure. Thanks, Julia.
You're going to be fine.
I wish I could believe that. Warren, I remembered something when I was up on that stand.
What? What did you remember?
I don't know. I was in the desert. It was just a flash, and then it was gone.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi.
Warren.
Hi, Dad.
I was proud of you on that witness stand this morning. Now, all you have to do this afternoon is give the jury the same honesty. Arnold's not going to have a chance. It's all going to be over real soon.
That's what I'm trying to tell her.
So we ready to go back to court?
Yeah.
BJ, can I talk to you for a minute?
Court's about to reconvene. I gotta get back inside.
Please. People haven't started to file in yet. There's still time.
What's wrong?
That's what I want to ask you.
Well, in case you haven't been paying attention, I'm up on this murder
Don't do
charge.
that to me, BJ. Something happened to you up on that stand just before lunch.
According to my attorney and the man I trust most in the world, I did very well.
Yes, you did do very well right up until the last question. When Julia asked you if you'd fired that gun and you said no, I saw a look in your eyes that I finally recognized.
Recognized how?
It was the same look on your face that I ignored the last 10 years Frank was alive, but I saw it. Something happened up on that stand that terrified you. What was it?
It was nothing, just a quick flash.
You remembered something.
It wasn't anything I didn't already know. I was just in the desert, that's all.
But the point is, it happened again. Today, and when Dolly was making her testimony. Now, I know you don't feel like you owe me an explanation about anything. But you saw more than you're letting on.
Well, just forget it. It's not worth talking about.
BJ, I want you to do something for me.
What?
I want you to go to Julia. I want you to tell her that you're not feeling well, that you need a postponement of the cross-examination until tomorrow.
Why?
Because you're going to be facing Ben Arnold with a subconscious that's coming back to you in bits and pieces. He's not going to hold back, BJ. He's going to try and break you. You're going to have to be in total control up there.
And I will. Dad's right. As long as I face him with the truth as I know it, he can't do anything to me.
But that's the point. You don't know what the real truth is. Don't let Arnold tear that out of you in front of a jury. Besides, it could be dangerous.
Oh.
Do you remember when Warren put you through that mock trial, what happened to you? The minute he put the pressure on, you went into a coma. Arnold will be merciless. I'm begging you, honey. Go to Julia and ask for a continuance. And then I want you to see Skylar today. I want him to have you put you under. You're going to have to face Arnold with all the truth that you can find.
No. I want this over with. I'm going to face Arnold with what I have and then let the jury decide. Please, it's getting late. I have to get back inside.
Can you do a favor for me then? What? Can you give me a hug? Just one. Maybe you don't want to admit that you're scared, but I am. Maybe we can hold each other.
Come on, let's go find Dad.
Here we go. There's a nice cup of herbal tea. It'll help you relax.
All right, thank you. Oh, my sweetener does...
I already put one in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, you still think that Kelly and I were ganging up on you?
No, of course I don't. And I also want you to know that, I mean, I'm not addicted to that medication. But I did use it. I needed it because I got those headaches and it helped.
I know. I don't think your family realizes or understands the pressure of your work. You've been knocking yourself out trying to get the spring collection for Monty ready. And I don't think you realize the toll that it's taken on you. You know, I've got an idea. Why don't I hold on to these for you? And if you ever get one of those headaches and you want one, well, you can just come to me and I'll give you one. And that way we can keep track of how many we have and how many you've taken so you don't take too many. How's that?
That's a great idea. That's great. I feel better already.
Guys. Hey. Good luck.
Thanks, Kevin.
Hi.
I was just thinking about you. How's your mother?
Well, it seems that you were right. I guess Ken does have my mother's best interest at heart.
Yeah? Well, we'll see.
Mr. Arnold, you may begin your cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Miss Walker, I remind you, you are still under oath.
Miss Walker, before I begin my questioning, I'd like to commend you on the way you've carried yourself throughout this trial. I know it's been difficult for you. I'd like you to bear with me while I try to get the facts of what happened the night Officer Frank Goodman was killed. Facts the defense counsel so studiously ignored in her questioning.
Objection, Your Honor. I don't need Mr. Arnold's opinions on how to question my witnesses, and I ask that his remarks be stricken.
Stay. Mr. Arnold, ask the witness the question.
Miss Walker, isn't it a fact that your brother, Sawyer Walker, saw you in the desert that night?
Yes.
What were you doing there?
Ms. Walker, please answer the question.
It's obvious that you weren't out for a midnight stroll. You knew that your parents, your brother, Warren Lockridge, they were all out looking for Frank. Is that so?
Yes.
Then what reason would you have had to go out there, unless you were looking for Frank yourself? Were you trying to find Frank Goodman that night?
No.
Then why were you there? Were you trying to settle the score with Frank Goodman yourself?
No.
No? Weren't you furious that he was going back to Florida to marry another woman? Weren't you so jealous that you would have done anything to stop him?
No.
Objection. I'd like counsel to stop badgering my witness.
Sustained. Mr. Arnold, in this courtroom, you will be civil.
Let's talk about the gun. Dolly Foster seemed like an honest woman. Did she ever lie to you?
I can't answer that. I hardly know her.
I'll rephrase the question. In the time that you did know her, did she ever lie to you?
Not to my knowledge.
So when she testified that she saw you throwing the murder weapon into the dumpster behind her establishment, she was telling the truth, wasn't she? Louder, please.
Yes.
And I'll ask you, Miss Walker, how did you get Frank Goodman's gun? Did you just happen to find it in the desert? Why would the gun be in your possession unless you used it yourself to kill Frank Goodman?
Objection. He's drawing a conclusion, not an evidence.
Sustained.
Where did you get the gun? Did you hear the question, Miss Walker?
Stop this.
Where did you get the gun?
Oh, my God. She remembers.
Julia, do something. Help her.
I demand an answer, Miss Walker. Where did you get the gun? Did you not go to the desert for the express purpose of seeking Frank out, and when you found him, did you not shoot him down in cold blood, using his own
Your
gun?
Honor, counsel continues to badger my witness. He's not even giving her a chance to answer the question.
You couldn't pull that trigger in a million years. You know that? Oh.
Sure about that.
Your Honor, make her answer the question.
Objection, Your Honor. Okay. Objection.
Order! Any more outbursts and I will clear this courtroom.
Judge, I want to held in contempt of court.
Your Honor, I request a recess.
Can you hear me, Miss Walker?
You know what I'd really like to do for you? I'd like to pull this trigger. I'd like to pull this trigger and blow you away.
No, you don't mean that, B J. You love me. No, I know you're angry and you're upset with me, okay? But things have gotten a little out of control, but we can pull it back together, like the way we used to do.
Just stop it! Shut up! I don't want to hear that from you anymore! Do you know how sick you are? You're killing all of us, Frank. First me, and then Mom and Cruz, and now Sawyer. When is it gonna stop? When you destroy my whole family? I can't let that happen.
No. So what? Your solution's to kill me? You don't want to do that, B J.
I will if I have to.
Give me the gun. Please. And please, let me hold you one more time. And then it'll be all over. Give me the gun.
Don't make me kill you.
Julia. Julia, she's remembering. I can see it.
Get her off that stand.
Your Honor, please. 15 minutes.
B J.
Denied. There's a question
I
before
love
the
you with all
witness.
my heart.
Did you shoot Frank Goodman?
Give me the gun. And tell me you love me. Come on.
No.
B J.
Did you kill Frank Goodman?
I don't know.
Is it possible you might have killed him?
Yes.
For God's sake, what the
Order in this
B J?
court.
She didn't do
Order in this
it.
court. Move out.
Let's get her out of here.
Clear the courtroom.